Hello. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new around here, my name is Marcelina. I'm a 15-year-old author. I've published The Blood That Divides Us. This is a YA mystery romance standalone, and I'm currently working on editing my second YA mystery romance standalone. Yes, I'm sticking to the same genre because I have commitment issues and I'm kind of obsessed with it at the moment. Anyway, this new book is called Labeled Innocent, Presumed Dead. It is inspired by The Naturals, Inheritance Games, basically everything by Jennifer Lynn Barnes because I love her and she's a mastermind, as well as some Pretty Little Liar influences and some influences from actual true crime cases taken straight from true crime podcasts. So, if that sounds like your cup of tea, please stick around for the journey. I am currently trying to get 1,000 subscribers. As of recording, we are 14 away, which is mind-blowing. Like, what the heck? Never in my wildest dreams would I have imagined I could do something like this. I used to dream of being a YouTuber as a child, and even though my one stream was all about being a gacha YouTuber or a Roblox YouTuber, we've come a long way, and I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of the community that I've cultivated, and most importantly, I'm so proud of this new book that's coming out. I will say I cannot get ahead of myself. Even though the release is 4 months away, I'm still in the thick of editing. We're in the trenches over here. I am currently going through beta reader feedback. If you've missed the playlist, I have like a playlist of 5 or 6 videos that have just been beta readers. That's all I've been focusing on the last month because it's a big deal. Beta readers have always been a big deal for me because those are the very first people to read my book. That is either really good or really bad, depending on what they say. But luckily, I've had 3 beta readers finish it thus far. That was my round 1 group, and their feedback has been overwhelmingly positive. I edited with their feedback, made most of their changes that they suggested, and sent it to my round 2 group, which only consists of 2 people at the moment. Both amazing, talented writer idols, and then it's going to go through one more person, which is an IRL friend that I love and I trust her opinion, and then I will be moving on to line edits, and then proofreading, and then arc readers pretty much. So, accelerated version of the timeline, but hopefully you get what I mean. Labeled Innocent, Presumed Dead is currently with betas number 4 and 5 right now. They're code names because I don't like to give away real names. And I'm really excited. I don't really know exactly how far they are. I know beta number 4 is around halfway because she made a comment, and the point that she's at is a very distinguishable point in like the chronological order of events. I'm really not sure about beta number 5, but she made a comment to me that made me think that she's already introduced to Kyle, just the second love interest, since this is a love triangle. Do not cancel me. I canceled by Taylor Swift, aka my favorite The Life of a Showgirl track. Anyway, he gets introduced about chapter 5, chapter 6, so I know she's at least to that point, but that was a few days ago, so she's probably farther. But yeah, I'm super excited hearing their comments, and they're also positive feedback rolling in. It's chef's kiss, the cherry on top. It is really making my imposter syndrome that I've been experiencing the past few weeks poof, vanished completely, and I'm so grateful for it. And obviously they're giving a lot of constructive criticism. There is a lot that is wrong with this book. Even still, even on draft 4. And that is a really good reminder. Please don't even expect your book to be perfect on the first draft. I'm on draft 4. I started this book in June. Actually, more than that. I started outlining in February, wrote in June, finished draft 1 in July. However you want to look at it, I'm on draft 4 and it's still not even close to perfect. So I hate when people are like, first draft isn't perfect. Girl, bye. It's not supposed to be. Believe me. Like, that is really just a way for you to get your thoughts out of your head and onto the screen, which is really hard for most humans to do. Like, try to conceptualize that. You are creating up random jibber jabber in your mind. Your brain, especially if you're a teenager, you're still developing brain that has about 1.2 thousand other things to worry about with school, extracurriculars, family stuff, etc. You're creating random things, and then you're trying to transfer it to a tangible thing that will eventually become this. Give yourself some props. Like, I will give them to you for you because dang, that is a massive accomplishment. You should be very proud of yourself regardless of how perfect your draft is, because even when it's published, there is no perfect book. This is published, this is not perfect. I will guarantee you, you could read any book There's no book that has a perfect 5-star average rating that has more than 1,000 reviews. That's just not possible. You can have the most beloved book of all time and you're still gonna see 1-star reviews on it. My point being, no book is perfect, no matter how many rounds of editing you get, but the most important thing is just making it as perfect as you possibly can, within your ability, within your range of what you can do. So anyway, enough rambling. That is going to be the focus of today's video, just editing, getting stuff ready on the back end, a week in the life of an author, all that good stuff. But wait. Before you get into your like, okay, I'm gonna put on Marcelina's videos and I'm gonna write my book, I'm gonna edit my book, I just kind of want to do a little bit of a promo announcement. So all my videos come out on Friday. So when you're seeing this, well, maybe not when you're seeing this, obviously that's going to depend, but I'm posting this video on Friday, October 24th. This upcoming Sunday, October 26th, 2025, to next Thursday, October 30th, 2025, I will have the lovely privilege of working with a lovely team over at Indie Author Central to have my book, The Blood That Divides Us, on a free promotion sale for their 4-day spooky event. I'm like so happy right now. For reference, I think there's like 30 or 40 other authors participating. It is an indie author event. You had to sign up like a month or two in advance. I might have mentioned it somewhere, but I never really made a big deal of it. But I got an application about a month ago, back in September. It got approved. And so basically what that means, what does that mean for you guys? And I'm only making this a big deal because I do know this is very relevant to a lot of the viewers watching. Maybe not all of them if you have already read this book. Basically, Indie Author Central, if you've ever heard of Stuff Your Kindle Day, this is essentially a branch of that. So for 5 days only, October 26th, October 27th, October 28th, October 29th, and October 30th, my book, only the ebook, so just not the physical paperback copy, only the Amazon ebook of The Blood That Divides Us, along with at least, I'm not totally sure of the exact number, I'll put it on the screen if I ever figure it out, but at least 30 other books will be either for free on a 99-cent sale or on Kindle Unlimited or all of the above. There's different options we could select. I selected the free version for the ebook and it'll be on Kindle Unlimited, which it kind of always is. But yeah, I'm just drawing more attention to that fact. And this was all part of their like Get Spooked event. So Stuff Your Kindle Day, for their particular management team, they have different themes. So obviously, as you know, this one from the 26th to the 30th is stretching around Halloween. So the theme is like spooky mystery thrillers. So it won't just be any books that are free. All of the books that are participating in this event that will be free or at a discount are somewhere in the genre of mystery, thriller, paranormal thriller, horror, like somewhere in that department. You'll be able to scroll through the website. I will put the website in the description down below once it is live, because I'm not supposed to share it if it's not live yet. So come back. If you're watching this on the 24th, the 25th of October, come back on the 26th. I'll put the link in the description, but I'm sure I'm also going to post about it like 20 million times. So you'll have the link. But you can just scroll through. It'll tell you what genre they are. There's subgenres. I've scrolled through it myself. There's like a bunch that are like paranormal fantasy. There's a bunch like mystery romance. There's like different subgenres. They're all within like a mystery kind of category. So if you're interested in some free ebooks or very, very discounted, they're all 99 cents or less, ebooks of mystery, thriller, paranormal, definitely make sure to check that out. Once again, it is called Indie Author Collective. It will be running from October 26th, 2025 to October 30th, 2025, and the ebook of my book, The Blood That Divides Us, will be for free, but only for those 5 days. So don't go November 1st being like, oh, I thought your ebook was free. No, just on those 5 days, it'll be free. And I'm also really wanting to emphasize that because I know I have so many new people on my channel who have joined just because of Labeled Innocent Presumed Dead, but then they keep telling me like, oh, I can't wait to get your book, like don't worry, I'll get it at some point, like I still need to get your last book. So I know a lot of people like they don't have a Kindle or they don't like reading ebooks, so unfortunately, if you're dead set on only getting a physical copy, I'm sorry, this doesn't apply to you. But if you are fine with having an ebook, The Blood That Divides Us ebook will be for free from those days. So make sure to snag that deal. I probably, next week's vlog will not be Labeled Innocent Presumed Dead focused. I'm thinking of having a whole video dedicated to like how this goes. This is a really big deal for me because these events have proven to be very successful, and I want to see how many free downloads I get. I want to see how many new people I get. I've really designed it. I've updated the manuscript, so if you actually buy the ebook anytime in the next month, you'll notice I've updated the manuscript. So like on the first page, let's see, right after the trigger warning, so right before the playlist, I added a page where it's basically just like, if you end up enjoying this book, make sure to check out Marcelina's upcoming book. And then I put like the dates and the title, and then I put it again at the end, like if you enjoyed this book, just because it's a really big deal. And I think it's a good marketing opportunity. So if people do end up enjoying this, it's kind of like an instant carry-on sale to my new book. So I'm kind of killing two birds with one stone. Anyway, I'm really excited for this event. I want to do a whole video kind of wrapping up like statistics, how many downloads I got, how it went, if I would do it again, if I'd recommend it, how I market it, because I am going to be marketing it a little bit. So stay tuned for that, but I wanted to make an announcement if you're interested. So anyway, other than that, I promise I'll shut up about that now. I'm going to be focusing on editing Labeled Innocent, Presumed Dead, Draft 4. Still. Let's go. Hey guys, just another little update. I wanted to share a comment that baby number 4 has left. She's actually quite far through. I think she's about halfway. And she said, I'm loving the way the plot is going so far. Each chapter just one-ups the last and it's hard to stop reading. I just want to know what happens. Thank you. Like, actually, that is the biggest compliment ever. And I'm so honored that my book has that kind of bingeability factor where each chapter does feel better than the last, that there is never a boring chapter. Again, this goes along with pacing. I suck at pacing, or so I thought. So the fact that like it's going smoothly and it's keeping everything very cohesive means the world to me. Also, just an FYI, she's Team Kyle. I feel like that's very, very important to note. It is currently Sunday right now. It's 1 p.m. I'm home alone. And can I just say, I don't think I've been more productive all weekend than I have been in the last like hour. I'm not even kidding. I cranked out not 1, but 2 edits, which you're probably like, whoa, big deal, Marcelina. No. You don't understand. Once upon a time, like I'm talking 2024, I used to pre-make all of my edits. I had a folder saved on my phone that was just like whatever book I was working on. So it was like the book that divides us at the time, TBTDU edits, and I would just pre-make them for the whole week and I would just put them there. And then I don't do that anymore. I'm way too busy to like pre-make things. I have a million and one things to do. So with my posting schedule, which if you didn't know, I do weekly vlogs every Friday, and then for my edits it's Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and so I'll literally do it the day before, and I usually post them around 2 p.m. Pacific time. I'm posting one in about an hour. I made it yesterday. That's how I've been operating the past few months. I just always make them the day or two before I need to post them, which is really unorganized, really chaotic, because then I feel like the quality suffers a little bit. So I'm like, let me get ahead. So I'm kind of feeling in an editing mood because I've gotten started on my 1K special edit, which is going to be really, really good. I'm so excited. I'm posting the most quotes in that. But anyway, I have been in an editing mood lately, so I made Tuesday and Thursday's edit, plus I'm halfway done with the 1K special edit, which I'm 14 away. That's insane. I'm literally 14 subscribers away from 1,000. My younger self would be screaming. I think she would actually pass out. I'm so grateful and I'm so blessed and I'm so happy. But anyway, I've been doing that. And then I think next on the agenda, I about finished up my homework. There's just a group project in my AP seminar class that I need to tighten up a little bit, but it's one of those things where like I can't do my part until the other group members do theirs, because mine is like the consequences of a certain research question, and our research question hasn't really been written yet. So anyway, it's a whole thing. But I think what I'm going to do, I need to create my Ingram Spark account, which if you didn't know, Ingram Spark is like another publishing company kind of thing, like Amazon, KDP, Barnes & Noble Press, etc. But you're able to do print pre-orders through them, which is very important for me because I haven't really announced this. But let's just say sometime toward the end of November, cover reveal and pre-order links are coming out. So I am doing a pre-order for this book. I've gotten questions about that. There will be pre-order incentives, so stay tuned. But if you've ever like watched any of my videos, if you've ever watched any publishing videos or even tried to do it yourself, you'll know that Amazon KDP, which is Amazon's publishing printing company, does not let you do print pre-orders. It is the most stupid thing I've ever heard because a lot of other places do. And like, this is Amazon, $1 billion corporation. It's not like it's a small business where they don't have the resources. I get it might be a little bit finicky with returns and refunds and all that, but like other companies do it that are less successful than you guys. So what? I don't know. I don't get it. But basically, if you want to have like a paperback set up as a pre-order, you have to go through another vendor. Now, for my last book, I went through Barnes & Noble, but then there was the problem. I got so many DMs, so many comments of people being like, we don't have Barnes & Noble in my country. Because I don't know if y'all know this, but like 50% of my community on here, and then like 40 to 50% of my sales are from people that are outside of the US, which is very interesting to me because I kid you not, like the algorithm pushes my videos out to more people in other countries than my own. It's bizarre. Those are also where some of the sweetest and most loyal people are from, so I'm not complaining. But then I got so many, not angry people, I just felt really bad. They were basically forced to get the ebook because Amazon's the only thing that was available in their region, because Barnes & Noble, I don't know if I'm just like really sheltered and I didn't know this, Barnes & Noble's like just a US thing. Hey guys, editing Marcelina here. I just wanted to make a little bit of a clarification to what I was saying. It's not necessarily that Barnes & Noble doesn't exist, period, for any regions internationally. It's just physical stores are only in the US. But from what I understand, the Barnes & Noble website does serve international customers, but it's very, very limited and select as to like who. So my bad for the confusion. It is entirely possible to live out of the United States and still have access to the Barnes & Noble website where they can ship things to you, but not for everyone, and then there's no physical stores. Back to the video. That's why like if you follow any like Canadian booktubers or book talkers, they'll talk about, oh, I'm gonna mess this up, I think Indigo. There's like certain like their version of Barnes & Noble basically. I'm trying to remember them because I do follow a couple of Canadian booktubers. So the cool thing about Ingram Spark is that it'll allow you to do print paperback pre-orders, but it's an international thing. How it's designed is it'll actually like automatically go to a bunch of different popular international bookstores. So like I know it was mentioned as I was looking on the website, like for example, if you live in the UK, like the biggest bookstore you have there, like all of your main stores, Ingram Spark feeds into that, so it'll be in the database so that you'd be able to pre-order it there. Or like I know I have a bunch of people who are interested in my book who live in India, and it was talking about some of like the sites there and other places in Asia where Ingram Spark feeds into. So basically I'm just trying to make a more inclusive way, not even just for pre-orders but also for buying my book too, because I know that was an issue that a lot of you guys said that like you're not from the US and you really wanted to buy my book, but like you're not a huge fan of Amazon, but like you kind of had to. So setting my book up on Ingram Spark, which is something I have to do on the back end, will allow all my international readers to have another place other than Amazon to read the paperback and the ebook if they so choose. Well, I have never used Ingram Spark before, so I need to start watching tutorials. Not that it's like hard, but apparently you kind of have to set it up correctly, and there's like a lot of qualifications. Is that the right word? I don't really know. There's like a lot of steps you have to follow. So I think I'm going to not set up my book on there or anything because it's nowhere near done. We're still on draft 4, guys. I'm still editing, but at least like get an account started, even if it just sits there, just so I have it. I could kind of get familiar with the layout. So that's project number 1 for today, and then project number 2, I need to edit. Now, at the moment, none of my beta readers have finished yet, which is totally fine, but I kind of want to edit as I go, or like as they go. So there are definitely a couple of things that they pointed out already that I could rewrite in like not their doc, so it's not going to mess up anything on their end, but like on my separate private document, just so I can kind of go fast, because I don't think that's going to change. So instead of holding off all of their edits for the very end, I'm going to get started on some of them now that I can, so that it's not so overwhelming at the end, because I realized that I'm running on a really strict deadline right now, and like when they finish to when I'm supposed to be starting line edits, it's gonna kind of overlap, which is fine. That's, if anything, my fault, because I should have given myself like I should have broken it up better. I feel like I didn't really plan this out very well, which is fine. I feel like, sorry, my hair's like really wonky. I feel like deadlines are one of those things where you can't really plan them out, especially in school when I'm doing 1,000,001 things. Like things are subject to change. There have been a couple of days this week where I've anticipated editing or getting in touch with people to ask if they would like to help with the editing process, and something just came up, or it was like, oh, you're signed up to do this for 4 hours after school, and I'm just like, oh, well, okay, but like that's gonna mess things up, and I have to be flexible, I have to be adaptable with that. It's just like, as much as I try to be a planner, sometimes you actually just have to go with the flow, because sometimes you're actually wasting more time planning things that are gonna change like that, you know what I mean? So anyway, I'm feeling a little overwhelmed, but the beta's really positive feedback is keeping me afloat. So I think we're gonna go do those 2 things. I'm gonna go get my computer. We bought Costco pizza, so good. And there's a football game on for our favorite team in a little bit, so I'm gonna watch that, do some just like low-key editing, some maintenance stuff. Yeah, I think that's about it. So I'll update you guys later. More beta reader reaction time. I have to say, beta number 4 is killing it. She is almost done with the book. If my calculations are correct, she's past chapter 50, which is insane. There are 64 chapters in the book, mind you. So she is so close to being done, which is really amazing. I gave like I don't even want to say deadline because I'm super flexible with it. It was just, I feel like if you don't throw something out, no one's gonna take anything seriously. They're just gonna be like, okay, I'll read when I read. But I feel like if you just throw something out, even if you're not actually serious about it and you're willing to give them 2 more weeks if they need it, it's just nice for them to like scare them a little so that they have something to motivate them. Anyway, I just kind of threw out a deadline, which I do prefer it by, of this Friday. So today is currently Wednesday, October 22nd. So this Friday, October 24th, I would absolutely love it back. And she said that like she's pretty free the next couple of weeks because I sent it to her a week and a half ago basically. So it makes sense. Like I said, if she gets it to me Saturday, I really do not care. But I think it makes sense pacing wise that she's this far. I think she'll definitely finish by Friday. But all that to say, I do want to read a couple of her reactions because she made like 20 more comments earlier, and a couple of them really stuck out to me, and I just want to read them. As per usual, I'm not going to give context to the lines. I'm just going to read her reactions. She was like, oh no. It's a very oh no moment. I love this moment so much. Yes. All I will say is she's a Team Kyle girly, and the scene she's referring to is literally dedicated to the Team Kyle girlies. So, if you're a Team Jaden girl, I'm sorry. Read the book. Not me, please. Thank you. Love you guys. Oh my gosh, this comment, I read this when I was done with homework, and it was like the most reassuring thing. I've been feeling so burnt out lately with school, so this was the most encouraging thing I've heard in such a long time, and genuinely so sweet. Like from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate her saying this. She said, I'm literally trying to come up with criticism for the plot / characters, etc., but the whole story is simply so good. Oh my gosh, like genuinely tell me that would not make your day. If this was your book, tell me that would not make your day. And also the thing is, like, she's a writer, she knows what she's doing too, like, so for her to say that is like the biggest compliment. She did give me a little bit of a critique though about the nicknames, but she included that it is a personal preference because she doesn't really like nicknames in general. So I think that's one of those things where I don't have to ignore it in like a rude way. Like, obviously, what's the point of getting beta readers if you're just going to be defensive about it and be like, no. I think you do have to open up your eyes and see if and when they are right and they do have a point. Sometimes for really big changes, I let feedback sit for a few days. Otherwise, I just kind of decide on the spot, is this right for the story or not, regardless of what I think. But this is one of the things that I think she's right. I think it is up to personal preference. I know so many people who love reading, but they always just hate the nicknames. Like, they find the nicknames so cringy and they make fun of them. I am like the biggest nickname person. Now, I said this in another video. Once we start getting to some of those like really over the top, like Wattpad fanfiction-y type nicknames, where they be out here saying everything, they be out here being like, my little chocolate chip cookie, get out. But I just think it's a personal thing. It's just like, I don't know, the who did this to you trope. I see so much discourse online. That's probably one of the #1 tropes that gets debated about. So many people think it's cliche and hate it. I don't care how many books it's in. I eat that trope up every time. For example, I put the "Who did this to" trope in my last book. I feel like most people liked it, but I did get a couple people that were like, she ruined it when she added that. Like, okay, but also, you can never please everybody, and there's always going to be that one trope that people hate. Like, for example, I hate second chance romances. I hope I'm not offending everyone, but that's the thing. Like, your opinion should not offend people. You should not apologize for your opinion. I don't like second chance romances. Personally, it's just a me thing. But does that mean they're bad? No, it's my opinion. And there are going to be people who agree with me. And there are going to be a lot of people who disagree with me. And that's fine. So anyway, I don't think I'm going to change anything about the nicknames because I really like them. And I think they work with the story. And again, it's really just personal preference. Okay, another critique she had. And this was something that kind of aligned with what beta number 1 said. Sorry, that was like a month ago. I had to think back. But beta number 4 said, when did she have time to learn sign language? Maybe I just missed it, or if it was off screen during a break, but I don't remember it being mentioned before. Yeah, that's kind of a thing too, is like Era only primarily, I mean, she writes sometimes, but she uses sign language mainly because she's mute. And there is a point in the story toward the very end where Natalia like kind of learns it, and then she's able to roughly translate. They're having a back and forth conversation in the car. Oh, maybe she's not as far as I thought. So I'm like thinking out loud right now, based on where she's at. She's at the hospital scene. I know where she's at now. But then Natalia's like kind of able to have a conversation with her and like understand what Era's saying, which is unrealistic in a way. I feel like I did kind of cover that. Like, Natalia did explain that she's been studying more sign language than she has doing homework lately. So that kind of checks out. And there also is like a scene break. Well, it's more of a chapter break. The chapter ends, it's low-key one of the only chapters that doesn't end on a cliffhanger. It ends pretty peacefully, and then there's a 2-week break. So then we get back the next chapter. I can't remember what that is off the top of my head, and then she explains that it's 2 weeks later. I'm not saying that you could learn all of sign language in 2 weeks, and I'm certainly not saying that Natalia did that, but I think, I don't know, I'll have to like really go back and reread like how I brought that up and see if I could make it a little bit more realistic. So that's a good point. She said no, ... no, in all capital letters. Oh my gosh. I know what she's talking about. Basically, it's a plot twist. That's all I'm gonna say. Said, girl, what? And she said low blow because one character, let's just say, called the other character the B word. I was laughing so hard when I wrote that scene. Cracked me up. Because Era and Natalia's dynamic has been rocky from the get-go. So it's so funny to kind of see. It's hard to explain. You're probably like, what? I don't think that's very funny. No, when you read the scene, like, they had the most awkward comebacks, but that's just like part of their character. And also, like, Natalia deep down doesn't want to be insulting Era. And Era doesn't either, because Era knows something that Natalia doesn't, so she has to like secretly be nice to her, or like we know she does. Well, we don't know that, but anyway, it is a really low blow. Okay, stuff about Jaden and Jaden being shirtless and me describing his appearance. Yeah, I feel like that's the thing. I feel like I describe their hair a lot because those are very distinguishable factors about them. Natalia has pink hair, Jaden has white hair, but like not like grandpa white hair, like dyed white hair. His hair's naturally blonde. I don't know, I feel the need to remind people, and I don't know why. But I feel like I did that there, and like she's saying, it's a bit unnecessary and confusing, so I will tighten that description up. What was that weird noise that came out of me? I don't know, but let's just say we got to plot twist number 2, which if you've been around my channel, I've talked about this a lot. There are 3 back-to-back plot twists, and the thing with that is that it's such a build-up with different characters. It's 3 different plot twists, 3 different characters. It's so funny. It's so interesting. And so she's at plot twist number 2 right now. She said, there ain't no way. And then she said, oh my gosh, this is getting so crazy. I know. Trust me, it broke my brain to write this. So y'all better be shocked. You better not have an underwhelming reaction where you're like, wow. I will not accept whoa or wow as a response. I want y'all to go crazy. Please, please, please. I put too much effort into this to just have a wow reaction. All jokes. But seriously, I really hope you are shook to the core. And then she said, gasp. Oh my gosh, no. Ah. Oh my gosh. Okay, so she is as far as I thought. Never mind. I wasn't reading all her comments. She said, oh, brother. No, literally. You should be exasperated because this guy? He's interesting, alright. And then she said, I knew that woman was evil the moment we met her. She's a complex character. She is evil, and I feel like I'm gonna hate saying that in hindsight. Like, y'all are gonna be like, she is so evil. She tried to kill them, blah, blah, blah. I'm aware. But if you really, 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 really think about it, and I posted an edit that kind of fills in some of the lore if you know what lore to look for. Her beef with a certain other female character in this story should not be swept under the rug. I'm not saying what this character did was right. I'm not justifying any of her actions. I don't want to get that, like, misconception in anybody's heads. I'm not justifying what this woman did. I'm really not. And I'm not saying that she's, like, a character we should forgive either. But, like, I think it's a morally gray situation where, like, she's doing bad things, but deep, 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 deep down, there is a semi-good intent. The vigilante, heroic, just searching for revenge for a younger sibling aspect is very much a part of who she became as a person, and what this other female character did that hurt her family so bad was so traumatizing that it shaped her to be the person she is today. And again, I'm not saying that that is good, but also would I call her evil? Like, that's where the morally gray thing comes in, I feel like. But anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling. I don't want to give anything away. Ooh, she's at the explanation part. This part was fun. This was like filling in all the gaps. It was fun. Beta number 4 said, I'm so locked in right now. Yes, I'm really happy to hear that. That's my goal. Like, I want this to be the type of book where no one can put down. Like, it's getting late, you should totally go to bed, but you're gonna, sacrifice being tired in the morning or regretting it in the morning with a massive migraine just to stay up a little late to read one more chapter that turns into 5. Like, I want this to be the type of thing where you can't put down. You just keep saying one more chapter, and like, you're so hooked. Like, that is my dream. And I feel like from beta reader feedback alone, I feel like it has that potential. And then she said, because, a sort of spooky, scary thing happens. And then she said Jaden in all caps, because Jaden. We love Jaden in this household. No Jaden slander. No, thank you. Anyway, yeah, that's all her comments that I can read, at least. But that was, when was that? That was at like 4 p.m. So it was like 2 hours ago. She's only chapter 60, I think, out of 64. Why did I say 50? I don't even know what I'm talking about. It's really hard because I don't want to open the document. I'm not exactly sure where she's at because I can't really see without opening her document. And I don't want to open her document because I just never like going to Beta's documents until they're done reading. So I'm not quite sure, but I know for a fact she's farther than chapter 50. So I don't know what I'm talking about, but I just have to go, since I can't see the lines, I have to go based on like the context of what she's commenting. And if why she screamed Jaden in all caps is for the reason that I think it is, then she's on chapter 60. So 4 away. And that's including that blog and the bonus epilogue that I blessed y'all with. So she is so close to the end, so expect, probably not in this video because it's getting so long and it's already really late in the week. I need to get all these clips edited, get it up. Unless she like miraculously finishes tomorrow and fills out the form tomorrow, I will not be referring to beta number 4 until the next video. Actually, not even the next video, because like I said, the next video is going to be about The Blood That Divides Us promo sale, right? Shoot. In one of my next vlogs, so not next week, week after, I promise I will give an update. I'll read through her feedback. We will start editing. I'm gonna edit a little bit now. That reminds me, oh my gosh, that reminds me, I have a new scene to write. It is brand new. Oh my goodness, where did it go? One sec, let me find it. Yes, okay. I got so excited. It was actually one of my beta reader suggestions. It was beta number 2. Basically, I don't want to say it, but I also feel like I can't explain what I'm doing until I give y'all context. So just to give you like the barest of bones, I promise there's more to this, but basically let's just say it's a scene between Jaden and Natalia. Jaden is bilingual, he's Russian, he speaks Russian off and on throughout, and sometimes he translates, sometimes he doesn't. And I promise he's not just like saying hot stuff, more so when he's like mad or really frustrated with the situation, or also there are some secrets that he doesn't want to tell you to hear because he knows everyone else knows Russian because of him. They learned it because they've known him at least for 2 years. He knows 0. So he'll talk sometimes in Russian if he specifically doesn't want her to hear, because there are some things he says that he does not want her to hear for good reason. Maybe. But anyway, it's a romantic scene between the two of them. And Jaden says something. And it's just like a line of Russian. And then Natalia says, huh? And then the line goes, or then the next line is, I said, Jaden tapped my nose, you're even cuter at night. Which I like how I split it up, and like how I just imagine that so vividly in my head and the way he would like say it. But basically beta number 2 said that it just kind of made no sense and it felt a little bit pointless for him to say that, build suspense, because obviously none of us know what that means, what he just said. Have Natalia obviously be confused, which that part makes sense, but then turn around 2 lines later and have him translate. Like, she was basically saying, like, why didn't he just lead with that then? Because I think, like, the tapping the nose is just such a cute motion, and, like, they're lying down because they were stargazing, so they're, like, lying down, so I imagine them kind of, like, they're both on their sides like this, like, so he's right here facing me, you know what I mean? That's the image I got in my head when I was writing, and I could just imagine it. But she was basically saying, like, why don't I just lead with that? Why don't I just say, like, you, Jaden tap my nose, are even cuter at night? And skip the Russian, which the whole point I wanted the Russian was to just kind of include a little bit more tension, a little bit more butterflies, a little bit more like he says what he's thinking first, because he wasn't even going to say that. He's just very blunt, and that kind of slipped out of him, and so you would think like naturally it would slip out of him in his native tongue first and foremost. But I do get what she's saying about, like, it seems a little forced for me to like put that, have her be confused, and then have him translate the next line. Like, why did I just, you know what I mean? Which I do get. So I have a note to myself to take beta number 2 suggestion and keep the translation a secret for the moment, and have her ask him later, like at the end, as a fun Easter egg moment. That's the exact comment I wrote down. And that was actually beta number 2 suggestion. Like, I did not come up with that solution. She did, so shout out to her. But basically, I think what I'm going to do, and I have to rewrite this completely, and that means I'll have to add a scene, so that's why I said I have to write a brand new scene. But I think I'm just going to have him say the Russian line. And then she's going to say, huh? And then, actually, wait, I'm going to have to cut things because there's some more dialogue that I really love. I don't want to cut that. I don't know, I have to play around with it because there are some lines that I don't want to cut, but I have to, because if I don't cut them, they're not going to make sense without the Russian. I'll figure it out off camera. But basically, very shortly after that, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines after that whole interaction, Kyle interrupts them, and that's a whole jealousy tension thing right there. Well, he also interrupts them with a case from the FBI, but yeah. So I think what I could do, I still have to figure out what I'm going to do about the dialogue. I think I'm just going to copy and paste it somewhere else, save it. I'll figure out, I'm going to add it in somewhere. I just need to figure out where I'll sprinkle it in, because I'm not deleting it. That's not an option. But then that'll be a perfect cutoff, because then he'll say the Russian. He's about to translate. She's like, huh? And then right when he's about to translate, Kyle will come in. That'll interrupt the whole thing. It brings down the whole mood. They have to go somewhere else. And then I'll take beta number 2 suggestion, and then at a later point in the story, maybe when things have calmed down, like it's not as high stakes, they have a moment to themselves, she'll be like, hey, so remember what you said on the rooftop? Like, what did that mean? And then he'll say what it means, and then it'll kind of be a nice tie back to the readers too, I feel like. I wanted to add a little bit of suspense, and I think that's a good way to do it. I actually think that would be way more effective than what I'm doing now. If the readers are left wondering, I want to know what that means, for the most part, unless you do some question with it, which I think I only have like one person who watches my videos, who's invested in my book, who's probably going to buy it, who does speak fluently in Russian. So she would know, but no one else would. So I do kind of want that to be a thing. and then it's like finally just another like loose end, but it's another loose end that gets tied toward the very end. And then it's also like a cutesy, like I said, Easter egg moment. So I think I'm gonna do that, space it out, then it'll feel more natural too. So anyway, I think I'm listing all of these like benefits to doing this, but I'm not actually doing it. So I'm gonna shut up and write the dang scene, shall we? Well, guys, I fear the time has come. That is going to be the end of this week's video. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to hit that like button, that subscribe button. Both really help my channel out astronomically, like you have no idea. It tells the algorithm like, hey, this girl's legit. She's actually not half bad at what she's doing. And, you know, other people might like her and want to check her out. So let's push her out to more people. So please make sure to do that if you enjoyed this video, if you're interested in my book, any of the above. As far as how edits are going, they're going, that's for sure. But I'm working through edits. I've done nothing like dramatic, but you know, there is some rewriting, adding, reconsidering a couple of character plot lines, like character arcs. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. But all in all, it's just editing. I ran out of things to say. Honestly, like how I'm feeling about editing or what I'm doing, because I feel like I'm just doing the same thing, and it's like the same mindless, numb circle of like the editing trenches. And I feel like you won't understand what that is until you edit a book. It is so different than writing. So vastly different. But hey, I'm making progress. Every single thing I do, no matter how like mundane or arbitrary or insignificant or small it seems, I'm making progress. Everything is making progress. I just need to keep remembering that I'm on my way, that soon enough, 4 months, this book will be published and I will have nothing to worry about anymore regarding LIPD. So anyway, thank you all so much again for watching. All of my links are in the description down below. Like I said, be on the lookout for that free book promotion on Indie Author Collective. I'll link that down below. And overall, have a great rest of your day or night. Love you guys. I'll see you in the next video very soon. Bye!